When my husband made these periodic inspection trips, he only carried a few $100s with him. He always signed for everything.
I can't imagine why he was carrying so much cash. It certainly couldn't be for anything connected with business. As his partner, I would have known.
The money isn't all that important.
Well, Mrs. Adams, you and Mr. Fellows, very generous, are a lot less concerned about its loss than I am.
Well, it isn't exactly generosity, Mr. Bailey. The comparison of losses between it and Harold's life is quite extreme.
Of course. But the responsibility for that money is still mine.
Endicott, I'm going to my room. I feel sure that you can take care of everything with the lieutenant and Mr. Bailey.
Of course, Florence. You go on.
I'm sorry for what happened to you. I know you did everything in your power to protect my husband's interests.
Mrs. Adams, I'm sure you know that your grief and your loss is shared by a great many people.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night, Mrs. Adams. To the world, Harold Peyton Adams was some idolized figure. To her, he was a husband.
You're not that close to great people. It's easy to lose sight of their humanity.
Yes. Gentlemen, won't you be seated? Now about the money. You realize its existence could cause questions that under the circumstances might never be answered.
The only way we're going to find out who has it is to find out who knew about it.
And just possibly the ones who took it are counting on that very fact.
Oh, I wouldn't want anything to happen that would embarrass Mrs. Adams or the Adams name.
Both will be protected.
Good.
We certainly know there could be nothing wrong with Adams having it. There has to be a simple answer.
I'm sure there is.
The train was returning from Las Vegas.
The Henderson Missile Base outside of Las Vegas was his last stop. He was checking on our company's electronic installations in various missile bases around the country. It's part of our efficiency program.
Could there be any chance that he won the money gambling in Las Vegas?
Well, it's rather difficult for a $2 bettor to win that much.
Then he didn't gamble.
Certainly not heavily. What about the man at the railroad station? He knew he was giving Bailey the money. He could have arranged...
I ran a check on him just as soon as Stu called me. Absolutely nothing.
Then there's no way to proceed.
On the contrary.
We have ways of digging out information.
While they're doing that, I'm going to backtrack Mr. Adams' trip.
What would that accomplish?
I hope tell me where he got it and therefore who knew about it.
I see.
Can you give me a list of the stops he made?
Of course. Mr. Bailey, I'm sorry you got involved.
Probably just as well I did.
What?
It saves questions. This way, if we're lucky, we'll have the answers before they're asked.
I see.
It might pay if you ran a check on your branch offices where Adams had been.
Well, he started in New York. That's our only other office in the States. But, as I said, I would have known.
Mr. Fellows, the sooner you give me that list, the sooner I can get to work on it.
Oh, I'll have it in a few hours.
Then I'll fly to Las Vegas tonight.
Good. I'll be staying here for a few days.
I'll let you know everything that happens.
Fine. Gentlemen, if that is all, I think I'll see if there's anything I can do for Mrs. Adams.
You go right ahead. We'll find a way out.
Goodbye, Lieutenant.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, Mr. Bailey.
Goodbye. Hello? Oh, Mr. Fellows, this is Stuart Bailey.
Oh, hello, Bailey. Where are you calling from?
I'm at the Bentley house in Van Cullen.
Did you find out anything in Las Vegas?
I'm in the middle of something. I'm not sure what just yet.
What do you mean? Did you find out anything about the money?
No, Mr. Adams didn't see many people. I stopped at the missile base before I came here.
And? Find anything?
Oh, it was just a routine inspection trip, as you said. He didn't see anyone out of the ordinary.
But you said you were in the middle of something.
Yeah, there was a cabbie who always drove him when he came to Las Vegas.
What about him?
He told me about a woman who drove to the station with Mr. Adams the morning he boarded the train for Los Angeles.
Nothing strange about that, is it?
Not 1 hour after I talked to him, the cabbie was murdered. I traced the woman. Her name is Martha Emerson. She ran out, by the way. I was told she had a husband working at the missile base, but when I inquired, I learned there was no such person there.
But what's all this got to do with the missing money?
I don't know. Nothing, maybe. It's something to work on. Oh, one thing more.
Yes?
This Emerson woman came here to Van Cullen.
Coincidence?
I don't know that either, but try this one. She's supposed to have a husband working at the Air Force base here.
What? But you said...
Don't ask me for the answers now. I've got to do some more digging.
Let me know what's happening.
I'll call you as soon as I learn anything.
You do that. Goodbye.
Goodbye. These are the keys to the car. Mr. Fellows,
Bailey, I was just going to call your room.
what are you doing here?
I just arrived on business. More important to tell you, I traced the money.
You have?
Harold was bringing it from our New York office. Mr. Bailey, I'm ashamed to tell you, it was black money.
Black money?
Harold was using some unreported income to try to swing an important contract our way. I just found it out.
I see. A report will have to be made to the police.
But the truth will ruin the Adams name.
And the Adams and Fellows Corporation?
No, I think it will survive.
I'll still have to tell Lieutenant Gilmore.
Then I'll have to deny everything I've told you. No one would believe such a thing of Harold Peyton Adams.
No, I suppose not.
Then you'll drop everything? I'll pay you for your time.
I'll have to think about it.
You do that. I'm having dinner with a business associate. I'll call you in a few hours.
As you said, you do that.
Don't think ill of me, Mr. Bailey. I'm doing it for Florence Adams' sake as well as my own.